Hello folks and welcome back to Parkitect. Here we are in our little park. We just kind of take a look at what we have here. We have our little Aztec, Inca, something area. I don't really know what's going on there. I do want to make some changes there. There's too much red, but we'll get to that later. Now we're going to start planning out the rest of the expansion here. This area I kind of want it to be not a super themed area, but more of like a traditional park. So when you come into this park, you're going to have access to like themed worlds, but you're also going to have access to some of the, I don't know, more traditional rides and not over-the-top scenery, but at least it will look nice, I think. I struggle with some of the scenery stuff here, so we'll take a look and see how we do. But we're just going to go in, build a simple little car ride, nothing big deal. Trying to keep it away from the pass and away from some of the rides. And we'll get all of that in there. We'll test it out. We're going to build a little station fort that kind of looks like it's a little woodsy, I guess. And then having space for the lines and all that stuff, just so that we can have a little bit of time and space to get everything set in there. I don't really know what my goal was for this building. I just needed it to exist, honestly. And yeah, it's okay. It's nothing special, nothing super amazing, but it works for what it is, and I think once the area gets dressed up a little more, it will look a lot better as well. So I put a little water area there, and that's just going to allow us to go through here. And then I decided to use the pillars, the rock areas, that is kind of like a buttress against the side there, because it took out a little edge of that, which I think looks nice. It's going to get hidden pretty well by all the foliage and stuff I'm going to put in, but I like little details like that. And I also really forgot, I love ferns. Ferns in this game I think look great. They're just the right shade of green that's different from the grass. Some of the plants, especially some of the bushes, have very similar color or exact color of the grass. I like the ferns that they're just slightly off there. And then we'll put in these little shrubs and all this stuff to just kind of add some darkness to it. But you can see the car ride is slowly coming together. It looks much better than I think it did when we started out here. We're gonna have to add some trees and some other stuff, but I'm trying to keep some of the theming here consistent throughout at least the kind of quote-unquote classic area or the traditional amusement park area. Trying to keep some of the colors, looks, all that stuff basically the same, so that the area has a general feel about it that is consistent across the park. So we'll go in and put some of that stuff in there again, trying to match some of the tree styles while also introducing some new ones, just to, again, try to make this thing look and feel semi-consistent. And then we'll go in and add some fencing around just to make sure it dresses up that area, but also adds a touch of realism, because in a real park you wouldn't be able to access those areas. And then we'll put some awnings in place, and I think we're good with that. Now, people love the scenery. I don't think it's all that special, but they love it. You can see our bumper cars are rock and rolling there, and our rating for that is actually better than I thought it would be for the car ride. We're just going to add a couple more details on here, and then we'll get a smoke emitter. My favorite thing to do with those is to go to map mode or letter M, and then you can get straight down over top, so you can actually put it inside far more easily than if you're trying to place it in the isometric view that we are given here. So then it's kind of, we have this little area here off to the right of the car ride, and I'm not sure what exactly I wanted to put in here. A jumper I think is a good ride to have in a classic kind of park area. One, its nighttime colors look great, but we can also, it's just one of those rides that you don't see a ton of in parks, honestly, at least I don't. And it looks nice, it's high capacity, it does all the things that you need a park to do. Or a ride to do at a park, because you see each one of those rows has 3 people on it, and it fits that family style pretty nicely. So I'm trying to give that kind of welcoming feel when you come into the park. I really do want this to be a welcoming area. The more I look at this as we're watching this recording, that little red pavilion area that we have bathrooms and other stuff in, I don't like that very much. You can see it off to the right there. It's not the best. But what we are going to have to do here is, you can see there's a line starting to form for this ride, so I'm going to add 2 more trains. We're never going to get back to the 5 that we had at one point, because I don't want it to crash again. But we can at least sit there and try to rock out some additional people. And I think 3 trains is actually a good number for this ride. You can see as it goes through there, by the time the next train gets to the brake run, the other one's still loading. So we're doing good with that. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with where we're at with all of that stuff. I do need to figure out what I want to do with the area back near the food and backstage area. But I thought a coaster in here would be nice because we just need another coaster to the park. but I want something very different than what we've had so far. So I'm repaying a loan real fast just to try to have some extra cash so we can take out a future loan here, but we are going to quickly approach there. We just got our $2,000, so we have that, so we can go ahead and start building this ride. Now, I think a junior coaster, I was going to put a mini coaster in there first, but they're not fun. They're not fun to build as from the ride perspective, and I just don't like them very much. I don't know for sure if you can get them so that they can go with multiple laps. That would make it more interesting, but I don't know if that's the case or not. So we're going to go in, make a little junior coaster. Again, nothing crazy complicated. I just wanted something that we could do some things with. And I was going to try to have this go under and loop through some stuff, but it just runs into too many things. So we're going to go back here. I'm going to make this much more of an extreme kind of drop. And then we'll have that twist out like so. We'll have it cut back in. And basically, this is going to be like a family coaster where it's quick, but not super quick. And I like this wrapping of these turn areas here. I was going to have it try to cut underneath that, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately. And then I did something I don't usually do with turns. I usually have them straightened out before going into the next one, but this one definitely, you're going to be facing the wrong way at some points here. And then I'll go to map mode to help line up the brake runs and make sure we require the brakes for that. And we'll go in and make sure we set our maintenance level on that and test it out and see exactly what it does here. So this first run is going to be a little short just because we have to wait for the brake run to get cleared out, but you can see it does its thing. It's all right, and I'm happy with that. We are close to hitting our goal here. We have to maintain that for 3 weeks, but we're close to maintaining our goal. I call this one Blue Streak. It just feels like a blue streaky kind of ride. I don't know. And then we're going to need to put some type of ride, queue, and building in here. I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't really super thrilled with the building that I came up with. I need to dress up the rest of the area, so maybe that will help it out a bit. But I was going to try, I wanted to have like some type of station fly-through, which I thought would be kind of cool. The problem is that it changes heights, so I wasn't really sure how to do that the best way. You can see the bottom part of that coaster there going through is cut off, so I have to address that. We also have to address the roofing area and all of the things that may cause us some problems here. So we'll play with that. You can see that I still messed up a bit there. So I need to fix that roofing area and get that to be a little lower. It's just a lot of trial and error, and I never was really able to get the rest of that area established the way I would have liked. Like, you can still see below, but you have to because the ride cuts through, and you just gotta deal with it. Then we'll put some borders around here and down there. And then for the roof, I was gonna just have a curve, but then I thought maybe circles, like interlocking circles, would be neat. I was gonna have another one in the middle, but it's not symmetrical, so it doesn't work with that. And then we'll add a few more detail pieces in. Yeah, I'm not really super thrilled with this building. It's really just a giant box. And then I did decide to try to add some dormers or something, but these ones I wasn't happy with, so I went to the other ones and forgot to take a look at the colors with them, so we have to do that. And then we'll just get those in there. They at least are a little visually different. The only problem is I think I repeated them too much. On the back side I didn't because you wouldn't see it. But we're going to try to get some of the little detail work in here just to try to finish off some of this stuff. And then we'll put some plants and make sure that all of that is in there. We'll make sure some of the blues match, and we'll put all that in there like so. And we got those, which I like. They're okay. We do want to put some lighting in here just to spice some things up and make it look a little better when it comes nighttime in the park, which I think that will do the job. You can see there are people going on the ride, so it doesn't have any theming really right now or anything else other than the station. It does come in at a high decoration level because of the station, I guess. But yeah, we need to dress that up a whole lot more. So that area over to the right, I'm going to think is going to be another fast food kind of place. I want to put some lights on here just to do some other stuff. But I'd like to get a couple more buildings into this area, honestly, to make this area feel a little bit more full and complete and not so empty. So we'll deal with that, and then we're just going to add some lighting to some of our other rides here that we've built in this episode just to try to make sure the park looks good at nighttime. And that's about what this park is going to be right now. You can see that I finished off the area coming out of the Mayan temple area. And there we go. So I'm pretty happy with what we built, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.